Why not withhold funds for a surge? The troops aren't there.
Well, the troops are going to be there before we have any opportunity to really act on it, number one. And number two, the president would simply veto it. So we would have spent no time. The president isn't going to assign any legislation that cuts off funding for the troops.
But you have war-making authority under the Constitution. You have the power of the purse, and you're telling us that you
The
have
problem
nothing.
is the president is the commander-in-chief. He has the authority to expand operations and to move military units around. We will be faced with a reality. You can't repeal a reality.
But what happens if he just keeps waging the war, and you can have all the hearings that you want?
I
So
don't
how are you
thi-
going to actually affect what's on
I
the
don't
ground?
think the American people are going to let him keep waging the war. The president needs to understand that if he continues to wage a war, if he follows a surge, so-called surge policy, which, as I said, is really just an expansion and an intensification of the existing effort, that means that we will be stuck there for all of his presidency. If that happens, there will be disastrous results for his own party in the next election. I hope that pressure will force him to recognize that he's got to have a major change in policy. This is we've got to have an active effort at persuasion going on here.
So you're hoping that the political reality will dawn on him rather than on looking at this as a constitutional matter as to what your constitutional responsibilities are.
I take no lectures from anybody on constitutional responsibilities. I voted against going to war in the first place. But the fact is, there are certain realities that we have to face. We do not have a majority in the Senate, I don't believe, to cut off funds. I don't believe in futile efforts. I believe in doing things that will have some results.
Have you declared war?
Have I declared
Has
war?
Congress
Of course
declared
not.
war? So why are we?
The Congress took a duck. And what the Congress did under the previous Republican leadership was to take a duck and shove the responsibility off on the president, which is why I voted against it.
Was that constitutional?
Was it constitutional?
To take that duck?
Who knows? All I know is we're
You're just
there.
a member of Congress.
I'm not a lawyer and I'm not a member of the Supreme Court, so let's quit playing word games. We are trying to do the best we can to persuade the president we need a strong change in policy. And you don't do that by engaging in futile gestures, which the White House laughs at.
He lost the election, he got rid of Rumsfeld, and now he's talking about a surge.
That's correct, and I think
what
it's
are you
wrong.
Going to do?
I've already answered that question twice. It may not be an answer that suits you, but it's my answer. You've got the right to ask a question. I've got a right to answer it my way.
I'm saying that beyond holding hearings, beyond hoping that the political realities dawn on him, that if he seems impervious to that.
Do you see a magic wand in this pocket, or do you see a magic
I see
wand in this
constitutional
pocket?
powers.
Not if you can't pass it. We are not the Supreme Court. We don't have the power to unilaterally do anything. What we are trying to do is to persuade the president he's wrong, and that's the end of my comments on it. We can continue to chew the same rag all day. Your questions are going to be the same, and my answers are going to be the same.
Why not go to the Supreme Court?
How would you suggest we do that?
You're a member of Congress. I assume you have some sort of standing
when you
to
figure
raise
it
war
out,
powers,
send me a note and we'll
war
talk
powers
about it.
questions.